Well, I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. Despite the fact that that was the virtual soundtrack of my life back in my rebellious teen years filled with angst and anxiety, I hated that song. And I've disliked it ever since. And it's getting really annoying because every Sirius radio station I play in my Jeep seems to want to play it, regardless of what genre I choose. It pops up, annoying me. And so you can imagine the other morning, in the midst of my meditation on the past year of fear and anxiety and chaos and confusion and all that is crazy in the world these days, griefs and pain, that song invaded my meditation. And not just the opening line, but the entire song. I could remember every single lyric from beginning to end. What in the heck was going on? Why that song? And then, of all times. And so I decided to do a little digging. I mean, the song had never made any sense to me anyway. What was the writer trying to get at? And what I discovered is that it was about his escaping the reality of life for a little bit, to wander out into the desert, to get away from it all, to regroup, to be refreshed, to escape the rain of this life. And that tradition of going out into the deserts has been a staple of the mystic's life in almost every tradition. In the Christian tradition, we call them the Desert Fathers. And they escaped the realities of this world by going out and building hermitages out into the desert and living there in sparse conditions, that they might get closer to God, that they might come to some insight and make sense out of the insanity that had become their world. One of my favorite desert stories is not from the Christian tradition, but actually from the Jewish tradition, the old Hasidic tales. It's the story of Rabbi Zadok. Rabbi Zadok was a world-famous rabbi known for his wisdom and insight into the problems of the world. But he'd had enough, and so he went out in the desert to pray and got lost there. And no one had seen him for years. When a group of pilgrims, likewise out in the desert lost, stumbled across him, and they were so overjoyed they had found the world-famous Rabbi Zadok. Certainly now they would be safe. Oh, Rabbi Zadok, we're so glad to have found you. Can you show us the way out of the desert? And Rabbi Zadok said, no. But I can show you 100 ways that lead deeper into the desert. Perhaps together we can find the way. In the midst of the craziness of this world, perhaps it's time for us to go to the desert. For some, that may be an easy trek. But for most of us, the desert's a long way off. But where are the deserts? Where are those places that you find refreshment and wholeness and peace in the midst of the craziness of this world? Perhaps it's time to take a break and to go find your desert. It may be a beach. It may be a walk in the woods. It may be sitting by the river. It may be never leaving your home. There may be a place in your home where you can go and recoup and find peace. It's time, my friends, to take advantage of the desert of our lives, or else we'll go insane. And besides, you never know who you'll find in that desert. Perhaps a horse with no name. Or perhaps God in all its infinite wisdom. And maybe we will find a way out together to enter back into this world, refreshed, healed, and whole. I'll see you in the desert.